good game week again. I mean, fourth straight game in the league in a row. And coming off the wins, obviously great, 3-0 in the league, and last game in October, and we're almost to the midway point of the conference season this Saturday, and so always good to come off a win and find ways we can get better. Guys played great Saturday, proud of them, but it was physical, we're beat up, so trying to get ready to play on the road again this week on the East Coast, but be healthy. And I think Wake Forest, they got a week off, and I think what they're doing is really good. I mean, they're really good on defense. They're one of the best in the country against the pass. They're very efficient. They probably play harder or as hard as any team we played since we've been here. I mean, the way, and that just speaks to that they believe in their head coach and their staff and what they're doing. To be only 6 games in, they're 4-2, and really 4-2 with, they did what they needed to do to beat Georgia Tech, and they just got a call that was tough to handle, that if it goes their way, they win the game. So they could easily be 5-1 right now with a win over a team that's ranked number 7. So we got to work it out for us, and offensively, probably the best back we've played so far. Really good running back, and then if Robbie's back, I'm familiar with him, a Hoover, Alabama kid that can really run, really athletic. So can really run the football. They really control the game. They're a good football team. What he's done in 6 games, year one, is pretty impressive there. So they got to go on the road. So excited for the opportunity, because that's just kind of what it's like in the ACC every week. You got to find a way to get back up and ready to go, and that's what we got to do.
When you look at kind of the opportunities you have ahead here and what's coming next week, is part of the messaging this week to not overlook the opponent you have in front of you? I know that's part of the goal every week, but I'm sure this could be a game that would be easy to overlook.
Yeah, I understand what you're referencing. So, yeah, no, we're not looking ahead to anything. It's human nature, right? When things are going well, you come off of a win, a big road win, to relax, to find yourself complacent, even if you're not trying to. It's just human nature. To your question, making big of a game the following week, that game's not any bigger than this one, And so, like I just said, they had the number 7 team in the country beat. And so when you get ahead of yourself, you will get beat, and that's kind of what you're – and, look, they're at home, and it's pretty much a pick-em game, and because they've earned that. They're a really good football team. So we're going to have to play really well to give ourselves a chance to win. We've done that the last 3 weeks, so hopefully we gain some confidence from that. But we've got to find a way to be different. I thought we tried to do that today at practice, because like I said, it's human nature to get complacent. But when you're winning, that's actually when you can improve the most. Everybody, when they're not doing well, gets motivated to fix it. It's when you're winning, can you still get better? Can you still fix things? Because we weren't perfect Saturday. Can we still fix things? Can each individual still find ways to get better when we're winning? Because, like I said, it's human nature when you're winning to relax, to get complacent, and that's when you get beat. But I don't even know if we're a favorite in this game, to be honest with you, so there's no way we're overlooking them.
How's Kevin coming out of Saturday?
He's fine. I think the fact that he was able to play and shows you that he should be fine. It's sore. But he was full practice participant today. He wasn't limited in anything. I do not think it's as bad as it was coming out of the Baylor game. That was the worst week because he really didn't practice that week. But, it's just an ankle that about every time he gets healthy, he gets re-rolled. And I think he's learning how to kind of push and play through it. So we'll see. Hopefully he feels great Saturday, but I fully expect him to be ready to go.
Here we say what he did Saturday, stuff of legends. He was limping back.
Yeah, I think for here, yeah. And, so he got rolled up, and he got up pretty hobbled to the point that I was not sure. I'm thinking, well, he may not be able to come back this game, right? And so the game flow goes on, and then we're getting the ball back, and Derek's like, hey, he's going to go. I was like, okay, great. And I kind of looked at him. He's like, let's go win. And so we didn't call the game like he was hurt. And that was because of him. Very first play is a boot. He kind of hobbles out, sticks his foot in the ground, and throws a 70-yard touchdown to Jordan. But if you in the second half, we're booting him out. We're running quarterback counter. Like, we're doing whatever we need to do to win. I would think for this place, I'm sure we've seen some great performances, but that's got to be up there because, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't know how people look at stats line. If you watch the game, he balled out. and he made big. I mean, the throw to Jordan was incredible. He made so many other plays that are little within the game. I mean, the throw he made to Matt Hibner is an all-timer. The drive at the end of the game, the plays he was helping us make to win the game. Yeah, I think doing that also with, as some people have said, a flat tire, pretty cool. So I think it's legendary.
What other injuries can you update?
The list is so long, and we do injury reports on Thursday now. Come on, Billy. Man, if you ask me, I'll tell you. I mean, I think PJ was fine. He missed a play or two, came back in the game. We know about Kevin. Smoke was better yesterday and today, so we're optimistic that he'll be able to give us something this weekend because he really hadn't been able to the last 2 weekends. I think most everybody else is just normal banged up, from being game 8 in the season and going into our 4th straight. Yeah, he's out, and actually he's having to have a procedure. So he'll be out this week. It's not necessarily season ending, but for the next couple of weeks we probably won't have him. Probably, I don't know if this is exact, but maybe not until on the other side of our next bye. So it could be like a month-long kind of deal. It's just kind of one of those deals. He really couldn't play any further, and it's a quicker solution. So, but no, we won't have him this week. Anyone else y'all can think of? Okay, very good.
Is it about just this time of year, everybody's beaten up, across the country and managing workloads?
I think so. I think a combination of we've had probably more injuries this year than we've had early in the season in the past, but we've always had. I mean, it is part of it. You get into week 8 and middle of the conference season. I think the other part is, just depth. While we felt like we did a good job with depth, I mean, from a recruiting standpoint, we're still new to the league and to the Power 4 level, and so it takes a few years to get the depth. And so I've been really proud of how our guys stepped up. And we played Saturday with 4 linebackers, and, at one point we only had 3, and so this Saturday will be no different. Same thing with our defensive ends. So just every position at different times is beat up more than others, and the next guy just steps up. And you look how we've done it at linebacker this year. You look at what we're doing at D end and corner with Smoke being out, Deuce having to go play corner and didn't rep corner one play last week, and Kyron plays the majority of the game at nickel and did a really good job. And so it's just, that's going to be the way it is down the stretch. And so for certain weeks or certain teams, it'll create more challenges for you. And you just got to find a way to overcome it because nobody really cares if you got beat up.
Is the experience preparing for 2 quarterbacks? I don't know how much preparation you guys did last week for 2 quarterbacks, but this week it seems like it's.
Yeah, and coming off a bye week, I mean, you would expect Robbie to be healthy, but who knows? And they also played really well in their last game. So, I think we got to be prepared for either guy. And, they're both pretty athletic but different in their own way. And so, it's always a challenge. So probably more so than last week because both those guys were pretty similar. I mean, Cade probably runs it a little bit more, but at the end of the day, they still ran CV. And, I mean, the way he played as good probably as if, he played really well for him, right? Gave him a chance to win. So, obviously, though, I think we got to be ready for a quarterback who can hurt you with his legs. And like I said, probably the best back we've played so far this year.
You said a little bit earlier that there are some things that you would like to improve on from last week. It feels like you guys have come a long way from non-conference, but what are some of those things you feel like you still need to focus on?
Yeah, we were better on 3rd down, but we can still – that's important. I think offensively, we can keep getting better there. We ran the ball better, and it was always going to be hard to run between the tackles against them, but we can still run the football better, So things that we were focused on that we did better last week helped us win. We got to continue to improve. It's kind of like I said, when you're winning, how do you still get better? Because we still want to run the football better. We got good enough backs, good enough linemen, and to keep that balance and stay on the field in those situations. And then, defensively, we stopped the run well. We still gave up 2 explosive touchdowns and had another dropped. So, that's still a reality. And then 4th and 20. At some point, we have to make the really low percentage plays for an offense, low percentage. And so we played really good on defense, really good for the whole game. We make a 4th and 20 play that you should make, we maybe give up 17 points. Like, we had a good day defensively, but those are the areas that, again, have hurt us early in the season and will cost us again if we don't eliminate those. So we did a good job overall eliminating the explosives in the game, but the ones they did have were really bad. And so just continuing to make sure that we stay on top of our coverage and limit the explosive touchdowns for our opponent. There's definitely some areas we can get better. I thought our kicking game was solid. And then my math needs to be better too, because we shouldn't have gone for 2 the second time. So that's an area to get better, right? Like, we were going to go for 2 the first time. When we got up 29-17, we should have. They called the penalty, so we couldn't. And for some reason in my head, I don't know if I thought he made the extra point or what, when we scored the last touchdown, we were up 12. For some reason, I didn't even look at the scoreboard, so we went for 2. We were up 11. We should have kicked it, got up 12. So
Analytics.
that's a layup. I didn't ask. I mean, but no, analytics say kick the extra point. But I don't know. I guess my math's just really, really bad. For some reason, I thought we were up 6. Like we were the time before, which means go for 2, and we were only up 5. And that could have been critical. I mean, 11-point game gives them a field goal and a touchdown 2-point conversion instead of needing 2 touchdowns, little things like that. That's wild. Can't believe I did that. So
It happens.
4th and 1. I think it's 4 you've stopped in 3 weeks.
is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the secret? That could have been a heavier set Saturday.
Could have been, yeah. And I think we had a 3rd and 1 stop in the game that forced a punt, that they didn't go for it. So, I think it just shows that it's the personality of Scott and our defensive staff bleeds into our players. And, he doesn't give up on any play. Some people say, hey, it's 3rd and 1. Just don't let them have a big play. And if they get it, they're most likely going to get it, even if we try to stop them. And that's just not our mentality. And so I think the kids have bought into that. And, on 3rd and 1, before that 4th and 1 stop, they tried to show a shot. And that's what you got to, when you're good at stopping people on 4th and 1, then you got to start to get ready for them to play action, try to throw a shot for a touchdown, or, do something unique to get the ball on the edge maybe instead of what's just been happening. Because we have proven last few weeks we're pretty good there. And so, but I think it's just probably the mentality. Like, we don't give up on a call or a play.
What's the recruiting impact like beating a team like Clemson? I mean, you guys had success and all that.
It's big. I mean, here we are last year and this year alone. We've had some big wins. I mean, beating TCU at home last year, going on the road at Louisville last year was a similar game kind of to this for us. It kind of catapulted our season, beating a ranked team on the road like that. Beating Florida State last year. So, I mean, all those things help, because when you're SMU and you've had a 40-year window where you haven't been playing in those games that you used to play in, just perception is what it is. I mean, all these kids, they weren't even alive, right? So the kids we're recruiting, they don't have any recollection of SMU doing that. And now when you beat brands like Florida State, like Clemson, that gives you a credibility that what we've told you we can build here, you're seeing it. You've seen us play on those stages against those people, and so to not only be on those stages but win those games, it's huge in recruiting. It helps you solidify the current class, because make no mistake, all fall everyone's coming trying to take the guys that are committed to us. So you're holding on all year, and it's a lot easier to hold on when you're winning. And also the 27 class, commitments start happening now, momentum, and then the guys on our roster, because shoot, you got to recruit your own roster. They're going, hey, yeah, we can. It wasn't just 1 year. We can keep competing. It's big, but it's like anything else. If we don't continue to play well, it'll lose its luster. So the Clemson win was big on the road there, but it's only as big as if we can back it up with a win this week, kind of deal. And that's got to be our mindset.
Look around the ACC and just how competitive it is, but it's still pretty open. Is that helpful when talking to the guys and saying, hey, look, everything's still in front of us, but everything can change because of things like Friday night, Louisville, Miami?
Yeah. I mean, look, they've got phones and they're on them all the time and TV, so they have their own thoughts. So I'm not naive, but we don't talk about the big picture. We do at the beginning of the season. We're 3-0, and we're in the last game of the middle segment of our season, and we have a chance to go 4-0 in that segment, and that's what we focused on. And I think they're starting to realize, hey, okay, we've won 3 in a row by just focusing on staying present at the task at hand. And if we can do that, we can keep stacking those wins. And much like last year, you look up at the end, you're like, oh, we're going into November and we're in contention. And that's the goal. And so, We haven't talked about all that. I mean, I think they know there's probably 7, 8 teams that can still get to Charlotte. Realistically, that's a lot, maybe more. And we happen to be one of the ones undefeated in the league, so we're in good position. But it can turn quickly. So hopefully they like this winning stuff, and then we're motivated to try to find a way to win again this week and keep that momentum and keep that feeling to put ourselves going into November in position where the games matter.
Is it frustrating in the way that these conferences are so big now that you could be in a 3-way tiebreaker with 2 teams you're not even going to get to play, and that could be what eliminates you from a conference championship?
It's not frustrating yet. And candidly, if I get to the point that I'm frustrated, that's a good thing. That means we keep winning. When you have super conferences, all 16 or more, like all of us do now, I mean, you're just not going to have balanced schedules, right? And so it is what it is. I know our scheduling is going to change. We won't probably find out exactly how till after the season in terms of the 9+1 and then kind of how they rotate your conference games each year based on results and stuff. So we don't have all those details yet, but yeah, I mean, you look at right now at Georgia Tech, Virginia, and I guess us are all undefeated in the league, and we don't play each other. We do play Miami and Louisville, who've also played each other, and it'll all work itself out. But I hope I'm worried about it or frustrated about it here in a few weeks, because that means that we've kept winning. That means our league's doing well. And I think I said it after the game, it speaks to the strength of the league. I mean, everybody has their own narratives and opinions. Every league's different. I think our league has good depth. And, like I said, Louisville beating Miami shouldn't be anything other than Louisville's really good, because Miami's really good. I mean, they've proven that. They beat Notre Dame. They beat Florida well. They beat Florida State well. I mean, they beat South Florida, who's really good, pretty convincingly. Like, Miami's a good football team, and Louisville beat them. So guess what? Louisville's a pretty good football team. And so and then obviously the Georgia Techs, Virginia's, Pitts, all the other teams that are playing well. So it's just I don't even know what the tiebreakers are, so it's hard to be frustrated. Just keep winning.